From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. More than 200 Air India passengers should be on the ground in Chicago this morning after being diverted to Nunavut during a bomb threat yesterday.
The airline issued the update overnight via social media, thanking the Royal Canadian Air Force for helping ferry the 211 passengers of Flight 127 to their final destination. Since Iqaluit is not equipped to house that many unexpected guests, Ottawa gave the green light to utilize military resources to help the waylaid travelers. The flight from New Delhi was diverted early Tuesday morning as a precautionary measure. Rob Westgate, the Canadian Press.
The U.S. isn't directly criticizing India amid new allegations from the RCMP about Indian diplomats playing a role in extortion, coercion, and murder in Canada. Canada expelled 6 Indian diplomats on Sunday, and India responded by booting 6 Canadian diplomats out of New Delhi. U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller says Washington takes the allegations seriously, but he wouldn't condemn India's response. Canada's public safety minister has told a federal inquiry on foreign interference it's irresponsible and a partisan exaggeration to claim there are traitors or treasonous people sitting in Parliament. Dominic LeBlanc was commenting on the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians report from June that some MPs were semi-witting or witting participants in foreign states' efforts to meddle in Canadian politics. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is due to appear before the inquiry today. Doctors and researchers on an expert panel say Canada must learn from the COVID-19 pandemic and take action now before the next health emergency strikes. One of the 6 experts, Dr. Fahad Razak at Toronto's St. Michael's Hospital, says most scientists believe it's only a matter of time before another global health crisis hits. The panel's report says disease surveillance, hospitalization data, and research findings all need to be communicated much more effectively between the provinces, territories, and the federal government. First Nations chiefs are gathering in Calgary, where they'll vote tomorrow on a landmark $47.8 billion agreement for child welfare reform with Ottawa. And there is an idea that Americans who will go to the polls for Donald Trump in November are generally white, middle-aged men. Well, that's often true, but the demographics of who makes a Trump supporter this year have slightly changed. Trump supporters are now younger, more often male, and more racially diverse. The Canadian Press spoke with Carol Schrum, a 65-year-old nurse who was at a Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania this month. She thinks Trump supporters are people worried about the inflation and the economy.
I see the middle class as me, and I know that I am having a hard time making it with all the insurances high, all the food, taxes, they're off the roof.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Edmonton Oilers have finally won their first game of the NHL season. Leon Draisaitl scored 56 seconds into overtime as the Oilers beat the visiting Philadelphia Flyers 4-3. The Calgary Flames boosted their season-opening win streak to 4 games with a 3-1 win over the visiting Chicago Blackhawks. The Tampa Bay Lightning finally got to play a home game after enduring Hurricanes Milton and Helene, and they didn't disappoint their fans. The Lightning beat the visiting Vancouver Canucks 4-1. In baseball playoff action, Aaron Judge hit a 2-run home run into Monument Park for his first home run of this postseason, and the New York Yankees beat the visiting Cleveland Guardians 6-3 to take a 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 American League Championship Series. In soccer, Jonathan David scored in the 87th minute to lift Canada to a 2-1 victory over Panama in an international men's soccer friendly at BMO Field in Toronto. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.